Hi everyone, this is Gladys Diaz of Heart's Desire International, and I'm here with a special message for you today because I'm feeling extremely grateful and very generous today. And there's a reason why. See, in our household, this is anniversary week. So on Saturday, Rick and I celebrated the 17th year anniversary of the day that we met. And today we're celebrating the 17th anniversary of our first date and our first kiss. And on Thursday, we get to celebrate 16 years of happy wedding anniversary. So I am, as I said, feeling very blessed and grateful and generous. And there's an anniversary gift I want to give to you. But first, I want to tell you why I'm doing this. See, I remember, and I'll never forget, I won't, how sad and alone and desperate I felt 17 years ago. And not desperate because I didn't have a man or because I needed a man, but I was feeling the desperation of the fears and the doubts that I kept replaying in my mind over and over again after the death of my first husband. See, losing my husband and having him die in my arms, and thinking, oh my God, every plan and every dream and every hope I had for the future died with him. I'm feeling like a little bit of me died with him. That was bad. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. But what made it worse was the incessant thinking of the negative thoughts that kept going on. And I was so unconscious to it. This is never going to happen for me again. That was my first and only love. You only experience love once in a lifetime. I'm just never going to find love again. And this was like constantly going on in my mind. And thank God I had faith. But I was even going through a crisis of faith because here I had prayed for so many years for him to be healed and he had died. So it was like, oh my gosh, what was going on in my head was dark and it was not a happy place to be at all. And to top it off, even though I had those doubts, I, started seeing someone. And really, if I'm going to be honest, as embarrassing as it is, I was pursuing him. I was calling him. I was the one asking him out on dates. I was the one arranging things for us to meet. And 17 years ago on Saturday, that was the day that he stood me up. And it was one of the hardest days of my life. I mean, I cried probably as hard as I cried when my husband died. And I was just I went to work and I was in the book room crying, sobbing like the ugly cry, and telling my best friend, you see, this is why I'm never going to open my heart to anyone, and this is why this is never going to happen for me again, because I'm never putting myself in this situation. That's it. I had my once in a lifetime. And she was like, look, she was there for me. She was empathetic. And then she was like, look, we're not going there and we're certainly not staying there. We're going out tonight and we're going to have fun. We're not going to think about guys. It's not going to be about guys. It's going to be about you and me having a great time. I didn't want to go because all I wanted to do was go home and keep crying. But thank God she was there. And we went out. And I remember as I was getting closer to the door of the club, I said, you know what? I am going to have fun. Screw it. I'm here anyways. I'm not going to be all depressed and feeling sorry for myself. I'm just going to have a great time. And I did. I mean, I danced that night like I hadn't danced in years. I don't even remember ever dancing like that. I must have danced with 15 different guys. I was having a great time. I was being myself, which was the biggest thing for me because I had been in so much grief even before my first husband died because, you're dealing with cancer every day. And then the whole death and all of that. And I was feeling joy. And I know it was because I made that decision as I was getting close to that door. But I started to feel like myself and I started to feel myself radiating. And that made me even happier. And I was just having the time of my life. And hours later, fast forward, we're leaving. And I had noticed this guy when I first walked in. And I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. I hope he asked me to dance. But then, kept looking at each other and smiling all night. And he never asked me to dance. So as my friend and I are leaving, I'm like, man, I wish that guy had asked me to dance. And as if in a movie, I don't know what happened. He looked like he heard me. He looked across the dance floor. I swear it was like a movie. And we looked at each other and smiled. And he went, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. First of all, he's crazy if he thinks I'm going to walk over there anyway. But my feet are killing me. So there's no way I'm walking over there. And I went, and then I told her, forget it. Let's get out of here. And her eyes start getting really big. And I'm like, what, is he behind me? And she said, yes. Turn around, start talking. Long story short, 2 hours later, it's really time to leave. It's like 4 a.m. now. And he asked me for my number, so I gave him my pager, and I totally just dated myself by saying that. But yes, for those of you who don't know, that was what existed before cell phones. I gave him that number, and everybody's telling me, don't get your hopes up. Guys wait 3 days, all this stuff. And I didn't care because it wasn't about that. It was like I found myself again. I got my mojo back, and I was just so happy that I had a great time that night. And he called me the next day, and we talked on the phone for 7 hours. 7 hours, and he asked me out for today, 17 years ago. So we went, and I'll tell you the story of our first date another time, because it's a really important story about how not to let the things that are on your checklist about what a man needs to be, must have, must do in order for him to even have a chance with you. That's for another video. I promise I'll send it to you. And so we went out on our first date, and we started talking, getting to know each other. And a year later, we got married. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I am so grateful, and I feel so blessed that I have had these 17 years, that I want to give you an anniversary present. And that's that I'm going to invite you to go ahead and schedule a love breakthrough session with me. And now women who have been on these calls will tell you, you do have, if you're open to it, and you take the coaching, you will have a breakthrough on that call. And you leave that call with exactly the next steps that you need to take in order to have your love, to find to attract the man who is going to love and adore you and cherish you for the rest of your life. And I know it can happen because you and I are not that different. Yes, we're both unique and special, but there's no reason why I can have it and you can't. So if you've been feeling sad and lonely and in that state of desperation, like this is never going to happen for me, you're going to go ahead and follow the next 3 steps that I'm going to give you so that you can have your love breakthrough session. And if you're a woman who is in a relationship and it was great and now it's not, and you're wondering what the heck happened, you can also book your call, because there's no reason why you cannot have the love that you once had with the man that you are in love with. So 3 steps. 1, somewhere on this page there's a link for you to schedule a call. You're going to go there, you're going to look for your day and your time. I only have spots available on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, because Thursday my man is taking me away for our anniversary. So successful women act fast, they take decisive action. Pick your day and time. Okay, make it work. Second thing is, I want you to think about what's the number 1 question or concern that I'd like to ask on this call. And the third step is to send that to me in an email. Now, when you click to make the appointment, there's a space where you can put that. If you forget to do that, I'm going to send you an email, and I'm going to ask you that very question. What's the number 1 question or concern that you would like answered and addressed on this call, so that it can be targeted, so that I can give you really clear next steps, and so that you could be on the first step to attracting and having the love and the happiness and the romance and every single thing that your heart desires. So click and schedule, think of the question or concern, and send it to me. That's all you need to do. That's my anniversary present to you. And this is Gladys Diaz with Heart's Desire International. Until our hearts meet again, always remember that you are loved. Goodbye for now.